I finally booked it. That week-long, off-grid woodworking retreat I'd been dreaming about. Deep in the mountains, no cell service, just cabins, tools, and the smell of sawdust. The goal was focus, reconnection with something tangible, after months glued to screens, burning out fast. The only tech allowed was my vintage Polaroid camera. I wanted physical memories, something real to hold on to. Honestly, it worked wonders. The isolation, the rhythm of planing wood, the quiet camaraderie with the few other attendees. It was exactly the reset I needed. I felt clearer, calmer, more centered than I had in ages. I came home feeling like I'd sanded down the rough edges of my soul. It turns out, maybe something else got sanded away too. The retreat itself was bliss. Just 4 other people besides the instructor, all staying in nearby rustic cabins. We'd work in the communal shop during the day, share meals cooked over a fire pit at night. Quiet folks mostly, but friendly. We bonded over splinters and shared techniques. Workshop stuff. And I took pictures, lots of them, instant photos popping out, developing slowly in my hands. A few days after getting back, settling into my routine, I decided to pin the photos up on my corkboard, a tangible reminder of the peace I'd found. I laid them out on my desk, the chemical smell still faint. That's when the smooth grain of my restored sanity started to feel rough. The first group shot was by the fire pit. Me, the instructor, and the 4 other attendees, 2 men, 2 women. We're all smiling, holding up half-finished projects. Standard stuff. Except, looking closely, the faces of the other 4 attendees seemed slightly flat. Not blurred, but like their expressions were painted on, lacking depth. The instructor looked normal. Weird, I thought. Maybe just the quirky nature of old Polaroid film, the fading light. I remembered them being expressive, laughing, didn't I? I continued arranging the photos chronologically by the little dates I'd scribbled on the white borders. Day 2's photo. Same group, posing with finished carvings. Again, the instructor looks fine. But the faces of the other 4 attendees, they look even more static. Their smiles seem wider, tighter, almost unnervingly symmetrical. Their eyes, slightly too dark, maybe. And in the background, the cabins they were staying in look a little weathered in the photo, paint peeling slightly where I swear it was pristine. An odd chill prickled my neck. I knew those cabins were well maintained. I told myself it was tricks of light, the film aging weirdly, a flimsy excuse that didn't quite settle the unease. I moved to the next day's photos. Another group shot. One of the women attendees is missing. Just gone. The remaining 3 attendees. Their faces are now undeniably mask-like. Skin too smooth, features almost caricatured, like crude wooden dolls imitating human expressions. The cabins behind them in the photo look more dilapidated. A broken window here, moss creeping up a wall there. Only their cabins. Mine, visible in one shot, looks untouched. Day 4. Another attendee gone from the group photo. The remaining 2 look worse. The wood grain texture seems almost literal on their skin in the photo. Their eyes completely black, empty knot holes. Their cabins in the background look practically derelict now, consumed by shadows in the picture. Day 5. Just me, the instructor, and 1 male attendee left in the photo. His face in the picture is barely recognizable as human. Twisted, wooden, a silent scream carved into his features. His cabin behind him is a ruin. The last photo I took on the final morning was just of the instructor and me, shaking hands, my finished project under my arm. He looks perfectly normal, happy even. Behind him, The other 4 cabins looked completely swallowed by the forest in the photo, as if they'd crumbled overnight. I don't remember any storm, any destruction. I don't remember the others leaving abruptly. My heart was hammering now. What the hell happened out there? Why were my memories and these photos so drastically different? Who were those people, really? I frantically searched the pockets of the jacket I'd worn home from the retreat, needing something else. I found a small, smoothly sanded wooden bird. A parting gift, I now vaguely recalled, from one of the women whose face had turned to featureless wood in the photos. Holding it, a faint, rhythmic tapping seemed to echo deep inside the wood. I dropped the bird, unnerved, and snatched the last photo, the one of me and the instructor. I stared at his smiling face, then glanced behind him at the image of the ruined cabins. My eyes caught something reflected in the dark glass of my own cabin window, visible just over the instructor's shoulder in the photo. It wasn't my reflection taking the picture. It was tall, impossibly thin, made of gnarled, dark wood, holding the Polaroid camera in branch-like hands. And its carved, static face was turned towards me, smiling that same wide, tight, symmetrical smile. My blood ran cold. Who or what had I really spent the week with in those woods?